Okay, we're going to talk about why people don't like you. Do you have anybody who doesn't like you, or do you have people that oppose you, or do you oppose somebody else? We're going to talk about the relationship amongst human beings, because we're going through some very big splits right now. The Great Awakening, the New Earth, it's all happening. And if you're feeling like it's not for you, I want you to recognize something that could be happening for you right now. That could be the barrier, the block to transitioning into that new world. It's been happening. Would you like to join me? Let's go there. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears and live an amazing life. All right, are you having opposition with people? Are you feeling like people don't like you? Are people arguing with you? I'm hearing that a lot in the comments. You know, people are just arguing with me, or they're misinterpreting. I get this all the time. If you're one of those people that you say something to somebody and they come back and, it's like, that's not what you meant at all. Well, I want you to understand, I get that too, and that's because people come in with preconceived ideas about how things are, about you, and how they feel themselves. And they're only projecting what's going on in here. So if they're going into a negative space, and by the way, this includes you too, so think this through. If they're going to a negative space, they're projecting that out. So nothing you say is going to be something positive for them. Right? And so, when you call them on it, then we start controversy or whatever. Discussion, nothing wrong with discussions. So I want you to understand something right now, that people are starting to oppose one another. And in the Great Awakening, the New Earth, there can be no opposition. Because it's one. It's going back to the one. We are, I say this all the time. I'm praying to the four. The two, what? There's only one. We're one. So what does that mean? We're one. You're not separate from that. If there's one and it created everything, then it didn't create 2 and 3 and 4, because that would empower somebody separately from itself. And that's impossible, because energy cannot be created nor destroyed. There's only one, and it just transforms. You're it. So when you oppose anything or anybody else, you are opposing yourself. You're going against your own energy field. And so the subject, Charlie Brown, talk to the hand. I don't care what the subject matter is. No, mine's important. No, it's all important. And so somebody else's opinion is just as important as yours. It's just the frequency they might be on. And that's not to be judged either, because if you're judging, then you're going to that low frequency. So when you have issues with other people, this is a barrier to the New Earth. And you might think, well, it's us and them. Nope, it's not. We're in one big old pool. It's one ocean, and you can't separate the drops of an ocean when it's all together, and we are all just one energy field. We have to come to this realization that we either see one another as expressions, and we work with that, and we become the solutions and the compassion with tolerance. That is zero tolerance, right? The zero tolerance that I have is, I'm not going to now participate in the negative energy. I don't tolerate it. In other words, I'm now over here being the solution. So the only tolerance you should have is that there's a lot of stuff going out there, and I'm going to feel certain things. But zero tolerance for participating in that. In other words, you're not going to argue anymore. You're not going to be on there saying, oh, they're this and they're that, and consuming your energy field with the negativity. So you're going to have people that are going to oppose you. They are projecting their own feelings out. All right? So if you are part of the debate, argument, I'm talking about taking yourself down here, arguing, I'm right, whatever, you're in the field. You're in the negative field that cannot go into the New Earth. It's impossible. There's no arguing in the New Earth. So ask yourself, oh, am I in the new earth? My family's not going to go with me. Really? I don't know. Maybe your family's already in it and you aren't. You have to take a look at yourself and say, what am I doing right now? What are those thoughts? What are those actions? What's coming out of my mouth? What am I watching and doing and believing? Are people picking on you? Are you finding people arguing with you? Why? Because you might be taking a stance, right? You're gonna get people are gonna argue with you no matter what. You know, big whoop. Does it bother you? Why? Why? What? You're putting more value on what somebody else says? You know, everybody has their own point. It doesn't have to bother you. That's the ego. So when you feel those feelings, get in check and know that your ego is having to be right and that you're thinking of yourself as a human being. All right? You're not. You're an energy field and it's all just experiences. So when you go into a space and you're getting some opposition or whatever, ask yourself if you're having to make a point. You know, and it's a lot of you, you know, the whole spiritual thing. Oh, I want them to be. No, that's still the ego. We're going into the ego. So if you're creating opposition, is it you or is it them? It's usually a combination of both, because if somebody's opposing you, you know, there's a reason why. You might be, you know, you might just trigger something in them because you're not participating. And so you go into that as a very neutral field, right? So, you know, even, it goes with everything. Relationships, you know, oh, it's like, oh, it's them. No, maybe it's just not a match frequency. That's all it is. But if I'm entangled in that, I become that frequency. So you don't want to go into the frequency of arguing and opposing and separation. That cannot exist in the new earth. Are you ready to be that which you desire? So if you want to live in a world that doesn't argue and it's just always trying to find solutions for all the damage that humans, us as humanity, have caused on this planet and to one another, we have to unwind some of these things. It's just not going to go away overnight. So we should be the solution to unwind these things, the structures that just don't work anymore for us. Right? The things that we do to our planet that we don't have to do anymore. So how do we correct these things? How do we go into space? And that's a beautiful space to be in when you're part of the group that is making positive changes on the planet. It feels really good. It's exciting. You know it's right. And there's nothing else. And you come together because everybody has a different talent and something to offer. And so we all combine our talents and gifts and we get together and we create something really amazing and beautiful. And that's all your focus should be on right now. You're going to get into that space where, like I said, the only tolerance is that we're on a planet with a lot of different frequencies and you're going to experience some stuff that doesn't feel good. Because you are in a human body that's dense and we do experience the ickiness of it. Right? But you don't have to react, you don't have to get involved, and you have zero tolerance for the negativity. You're not going to get entangled in it. All right? I don't tolerate it anymore. In other words, I'm not participating in it. That's all that means. Compassion, yes, not judging, just seeing it for what it is, but I'm no longer in that energy field. So now you come over here and you start to attract more people that are on a higher frequency who have solutions, who are going to show up in certain ways for you and with you. Not because, oh, we're over here and we're all spiritual and right. No, no opposition. You're not looking at anybody else as like, okay, they're just on a different frequency. I came here, right? I came here. I chose to come here. So it's not like, oh, I came here and you're messing up my little world. No, we came here to participate together. You're either the positive change or you're staying in that old earth and it's time because there's a huge transition going on right now. Are you going to join it? All right, so I wanted to let you know that I have a monthly membership that started. It's the price of a cheap meal once a month, and it includes the Master Key System teachings by me. I break it all down, and boy, do we go into it. Because you can read these books all you want, you can watch videos, but unless you have the practices and you do it every day, it's tough to shift out of that programming the density of the planet. We're exposed to that because we're one, right? So come join me for the Miracle Circle monthly membership. And then every month you get practices, you get a webinar, a free webinar. Those of you who take my master classes, it's included. And then we do meditations. I think you're going to love it. It's a program that's going to keep you on track. You won't have to keep taking my master classes, although you can do that too. But I want to give you instructions so that you can recognize how much we're influenced by the outside world and we don't realize it. You know, that programming, it takes effort. But you can do it. I know you can. That's why you came here. All right, you guys want to come over to my my internet training? Woohoo! I'm actually doing some actual mentoring over there, and you'll get access to that too. Sign up. This is a free video series, so you can check out and see, like, how do I create an online presence? You know, you don't have to have products or services. You just have to know how to use it. These are skills that could create all kinds of amazing things for you. You know, contract jobs, your own online business, you know, you could do anything. We'll show you how to do that. So you can click here and check it out. Manifest Anything is free. Go in the description. It's how to manifest anything. I say 5 steps, but it goes on and on and on. And so every 5 days, you get a video from me and we talk about how to shift. And that's all free. And you'll get all kinds of offers and cool stuff from me. This should be your focus, and that is positivity, change, evolution. This is what we came here. We came here to raise the frequency of the planet, one light being at a time. That should be your total focus. If you want to live in that new earth, it's all up to you. Please subscribe. Subscribe. You're going to see, it's a picture of me in my tutu. You can click it, subscribe. Please share these. Let's get the positive word out that all things are possible. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.